Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the first war of Season 20, and this is an interesting war because it is Tier 3, and our alliance, we don't really take Alliance War very seriously. It's just not really worth the effort for the rewards that you get, and this is interesting for us because we're usually in Tier 4, so you're going to see what happens here. I'm going to show you mainly the mini boss fights and the boss fight. But as you can see from on the screen as well, this was the first war that my Dr. Doom rank 3 was in. And I put him as the boss for defense, and he absolutely ruined the other team. It was pretty awesome to watch, actually. So yeah, I'm going to show you the mini bosses and the boss fight. So let's get right into it. So here we have the first mini-boss fight, which is Guardian, and he's on this Rage node, which basically the defender cannot take more than 2.5% damage. So you don't really want to bring in somebody like Corvus, and also if you remove his buffs, such as his armor up, then he's going to gain a lot of power. So you're going to see how Guillotine 2099 handles this. She is a really good counter for this node, because she's just dealing that degen damage. So it's sort of bypassing that node. And I ramped her up on the fight before, which was Hulkbuster. It wasn't really the most interesting fight to show. But you're going to see, usually I start, if I can parry, then I build up a little combo shield if I'm ramped up, just for a little safety, so I have that over 100 hits. And then here I'm actually blocking his special one because I wasn't sure if he was a stubborn defender. I should have checked before, but I tend to play it pretty safe in Alliance War, so I don't really mind just parrying or taking the block damage. It's just better than getting KO. I think there, just by muscle memory, I evaded his special one, and then I don't think while I was playing that I realized that he wasn't a stubborn defender, so I just continue to take the blocks so that I don't trigger the indestructible. And you can see she's just melting him. And he's never going unblockable because of the Rage node. So she's a really good counter for this node, I would say. And then here I bring him down below the 5%. And again, I think just out of muscle memory, I used my special 3 so that I would stay over the 100 hit combo. But because of Rage, it didn't actually KO him, but he dies anyway from the degen damage. So that's good, but unfortunately I lost my ramp up on her. And then I get these connection issues, but yeah, I got the full attack bonus. So we'll move on to the next fight. So we're moving on to the next mini boss, which is Mojo on Unblockable Special 1. And I brought Omega Red just for this fight, actually. He's actually a really good counter to Mojo because all his tentacle hits will bypass the degen. So you're going to see how well he actually does against this node as well. It's not too difficult because Mojo is not stun immune, so you can just use your heavy attacks, just stun him and use your heavy attacks. And again, like I said, I tend to play Alliance War pretty conservatively, so I don't really care if I take much block damage as long as I don't really get KO. That's sort of the main goal in Alliance War, I would say. So yeah, I'm just using my heavy, and that anti-life field is up, but basically I just parry heavy, and I'm not taking any degen damage. And also this has Hurt Locker, so I just use my special 1 just to get rid of some power. I'm starting to get the hang of Mojo. I think he's actually one of the more difficult bosses to fight because everything is so random with those prompts. And sometimes you just can't avoid activating those prompts because I believe it's if he or you, if the attacker or defender activates those prompts, then it will trigger his anti-life field and then you degen when a buff expires. As far as I know. but I'm getting better at fighting him, I think. And I just found Omega Red is so good for him. See, so you can see that degen passive is on me and it's doing nothing because of the tentacle hits. And I'm just cycling through my specials so that the Hurt Locker degen doesn't get me. And then right here, one of the prompts is on me. So the buff expires, so I take the degen there. I couldn't really do much about that because I didn't have a tentacle hit. And then I push him to SP2. But he's dead anyway from the Omega Red's degen damage. So, pretty good fight. I'm pretty happy with that one. Let's move on to the next one. So now we're going up against a Dr. Doom mini on Unblockable Special 2. And I'm actually pretty comfortable evading his Special 2. But you're going to see what happens here. So this may not seem obvious to some people, but I actually like using Corvus against Dr. Doom for a few reasons. One, obviously his damage is super high, but also because he's shock immune, so you don't really run into him just sort of slapping you randomly out of the blue, which can happen. I think that's probably happened to all of us. But you'll see how well Corvus actually handles him. I think it's not intuitive to use Corvus for most people because of the class disadvantage. And I also pop a Power Booster Special 2. So my plan here was basically just to chain 2 SP2s, and that should KO him. So I'm hoping to actually push him to an SP2, but he uses his SP1 and then he has that aura up. And generally I just try and stay away while he has that aura up. And now he has the indestructible, so he's chaining his SP1s. So I'm just kind of waiting for the aura to fall off and then also remove the indestructible and build up to a Special 2 if I can. But he's not really playing along, so I just used the SP1 because sometimes it does crit hard enough that it would knock him out with Assassin, but it didn't. But I ended up just KOing him anyways and didn't get KO, so yeah, that was the goal, and Corvus did an amazing job for it. So let's move on to the next fight. Now we have coming up the final boss, which is Thing, and it's a 6-star Thing with the Stubborn node, which can be pretty tricky. Somebody went in before me, I believe, so they took off a little bit, but I'm going to show you how well, again, Guillotine 2099 does against Thing, because I believe Thing has a lot of physical resistance, but Guillotine 2099, she's dealing all that degen damage, so it sort of bypasses that, and she puts in some serious work here. You're gonna see she's kind of just melting him, if you would ask me. The indestructible is definitely annoying with Stubborn. But really with Thing, when you're fighting him, you just really need to get a good rotation, push him to those 15 rock stacks if you don't have somebody that can turn off the unstoppable. There I got parried, but I survived, so it's okay. And I'm kind of taking it slow, though you will see I'm doing some intercepts in here once in a while. And then here I use the SP3 just to get my health back up from the adrenaline mechanic, and it actually takes off a decent chunk of his health. And it also pushes him up to 15 rock stacks. So that's really the main thing when fighting Thing, is just to have control of his rock stacks. So this is what's awesome about Guillotine 29 is you have that safety net when you drop below 15%. She's going to regen. So it's almost like giving you a second chance. And I can just go right back in and take off as much as I can. So I'm feeling pretty good here. I feel like the fight is going pretty well. And I'm thinking, yeah, I can solo him. I still got 3 minutes left. And I have a good rotation on him. So I'm trying to create some space here for his SP2 because I find that it can sometimes just clip you even if you're not really anywhere near it. So I just got a lot of space. And then I use my special 3 to get rid of his unblockable. I probably could have punished that SP2 now that I watch it again. And he has indestructible on, so this doesn't do any damage. But it's okay. And then... So I go to punish the special here, and just out of the blue, he just hits me. That really caught me off guard. I thought I had a solo there, so I was a bit disappointed, but it's okay. You're going to see a slight spoiler that we already won the war at this point, so he just really needs to go down, so it didn't really matter, but I would have really liked to get the solo on him there. So I figure I'll just go back in with Omega Red, see what kind of damage I do. He puts in a bit of work here, but I'm definitely not playing very well with Omega Red against Thing here. Just trying to chip down whatever I can, but I think I prefer using Guillotine 2099 against Thing. But Omega Red's doing alright, like he's taking off a bit of health, and then, yeah, I don't know what I was doing there, that I, for some reason, hit into him with his rock stacks up, so he went unstoppable and just clobbered me. But it's okay, like I said. Yeah, we already won at this point, and this is what's really awesome about Guillotine 2099 as well, is you can just use one of those level 1 revives. So you start with 350 health, but she's going to regen up because she's less than 15%, so it's a really nice way to save on potions, which I think most people would agree are extremely expensive in Alliance War and don't really do that much. So just go back in with Guillotine 2099. I'm not sure, but I don't think anybody in my alliance really wanted too much to do with this thing, so unfortunately that was not the best run there. Definitely not my best. And item use is also on, so I figured why not? I'll just use one of these level 1 revives. It's not a big deal. And she just regens back up. She's such a great champ. I don't really see too many people using her or talking about her too much, but I really love Guillotine 2099. I hope to show a lot more with her. Maybe if there's something you guys would like to see with her, let me know, because I've had her for quite a while and I'm pretty confident with using her. So we're just trying to push him over those 15 rock stacks. And I think here I do get a bit of a bad rotation. I shouldn't have pushed him over the special 1. You could see in my first take on him, I was handling the rock stacks really well. But here is a problem because he's at 14. Oh, maybe I do push him over, so it's okay. And then I was thinking, all right, let's see what this special 3 does. He's in Assassin's range, Could this finish the job? Not quite. It's a little bit short. And then you're going to see here if I can finish him off. And he just clobbers me. Caught me. Got clipped. So I'm looking at his health and I'm thinking, all right, I got Corvus still alive. Usually Corvus is not very good against Thing because of protection. But he has so little health left that I figured I may as well just try and finish this off with Corvus if possible. And save one of those level 1 revives. So Corvus finishes the job. And I think the attack bonus was long gone on that one anyways. So hopefully we can do better with him. But you can see our team is a bit in rough shape as well. But we did actually win the war. The other team skipped a lot of our defense. And I'm just going to show you the stats. So, yeah, they went right around all my other defenders, but because my rank 3 Doom was the final boss, they had to go through him. So I got 30 defense kills just from that one Doom boss. Unfortunately, none of my other defenders got any kills. And then I'm just checking the final stats here. Good effort to the other team. Hope you guys have a good season. And I got number 2 MVP. And Pince is actually my cousin who got number 1. So yeah, really good war, guys. And let me know what you guys thought of this war video. This is the first one I posted. And if there's something else you would like to see from these Alliance War videos or more footage of Guillotine 2099. Thanks for watching. See you guys for the next video.